What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to another episode of the Dossier, the Marvel Crisis Protocol show where we talk all things Crisis Protocol characters, from the design of their model to what they can do on the table, their character card, and what we kind of think they do in the game overall. Remember, this is not meant to be an in-depth, comprehensive review. This is just kind of meant to give you an overview of the character and get you thinking about it, and maybe encourage you to go check out some of those more in-depth tactical discussions that do exist out there. And these shows cannot happen without the wonderful support of all the patrons over at patreon.com/AegisBrand Thank you so much to everyone over there who is supporting the channel. If you would like to support the channel, it's just a couple bucks a month. You get access to an exclusive community Discord where you can give more feedback, input, all that sort of stuff, and generally kind of help shape the sort of content that, we are putting on the channel these days. So today we are looking at Pyro, and I think Pyro is a very interesting character that's come into the game. So first off, taking a look at his model itself, I mean, there's not a whole lot going on with it. It's very simple. He's got his flame going up there. I wanted to do sort of like the really hot blue flame for that one. But he doesn't have a lot of details outside of the fact that he's got that very muscular physique underneath the suit there. It's always kind of funny on just how many of these heroes and villains are just friggin' jacked beyond belief. Yeah, like the model itself, for what little there is, I do like it. I think there's a nice simplicity to it. It's not the typical villain pose of pointing at something and it actually looks like he's manipulating that flame up, which is really kind of nice. I like that you can see it's clearly coming out of his little fuel tank thing, whatever you want to call it. The tactile rock's a little unfortunate. We see that in quite a few models here. Can't escape it here. It just kind of is what it is. I think I would have liked to see a couple details with like maybe some flames wicking the ground or something like that, or even maybe like a small pilot light coming out of his other gauntlet. I think that would have been really kind of interesting. But overall, I wouldn't really say it's a missed opportunity or anything like that. The model itself is fine. It is definitely not my least favorite, not in my tops, but a solid model all around. So as far as what he brings to the table, so he's got a stat line, he's got a stat line of 3/4 for his defenses, 3 physical, 4 energy, 3 mystic, 5 stamina, 3 threat, size 2, medium movement, which, I mean, it's a very, very solid stat line for a 3 threat. Having that 4 energy is quite nice, especially with some of the dominant energy teams out there these days. For his attacks, he's got his bread and butter here. It's an energy attack, Fire Blast, range 4, 5 dice. It is a gainer attack, love it, with a wild Incinerate. So Incinerate, the character with Incinerate would reduce their defense dice rolls by 1 when being attacked. Next up, he's got another energy attack, Flame Jet. It is a beam 3, 4 dice. It is also a gainer. And this is awesome. If you can line up 2 or 3 targets on that beam 3, which is not outside of the normal, you can really power Pyro up quite quickly. And once again, it's got a wild Incinerate. He then has another energy attack, Inferno, range 2, 7 dice for 3 power. After the attack is resolved, they automatically gain Incinerate, so just put an Incinerate on the target. And before damage is dealt, other enemy characters within 2 of the target character suffers 1. Splash damage is great. Whenever you can put a little bit of extra damage onto characters without actually having to interact with them, make them roll dice or anything like that, it is fantastic. And for 3 power, it's great. The only downside is that range 2, you have to put Pyro into a position where it's basically danger close. And he doesn't necessarily always want to be there. Next up, we have Firewall. This is an active ability for 2 power. Choose an enemy character within 3 of this character. The chosen character gains both root and slow, and this superpower can only be used once per turn. I cannot stress how good this power is. Root, for those who don't know, before you use any superpower, active or reactive, you have to pay 1. It doesn't increase the cost of the power by 1. You have to pay 1. So 0 cost, X cost, all that sort of stuff. Pay 1 power, then you've unlocked the ability to use that superpower. It is amazingly good. It is such a fantastic ability. Slow, I mean, anytime you can slow down enemy models, it allows you to either get away or catch up. It is great. And for 2 power, this is an insanely good superpower. I'm amazed it's only 2 power. I'm surprised it's not 3 power. It is just that good. We have another active ability, Stoke the Flames for 3 power. During the next attack action made by this character, add 2 dice to its attack rolls. Now, very interesting about this, during the next attack action, you add 2 dice to its attack rolls. So you go back to that beam 3 that's up there, that's 4 dice. you can spend 3 power and roll 6 dice flame jet attacks into a whole bunch of characters. That is also absolutely insane power economy, especially when you compare it to other characters like OG Crossbones, who has to pay 4 power to get 3 dice on there. Like this is insanely good and just makes Pyro very efficient. Lastly, we have an innate ability called Fire Manipulation. When this character targets an enemy character with an attack, after the attack is resolved, if the target character has the Incinerate special condition, this character may choose another enemy character within 2 of the target character. The chosen character gains the Incinerate special condition. Whew, there's a lot of text there. Basically, what this means is that if you have just attacked a character and that character is incinerated, doesn't matter if they were incinerated prior to or if they got incinerated off of the attack that you just hit them with, you can now spread Incinerate onto another character. So let's go back to that Flame Jet Beam. You get Incinerate on that first trigger, you then incinerate the next character in the line. And then all of a sudden, once you target them, guess what? That final character, if you're hitting 3 of them, is also going to get incinerated. Fire Manipulation is insanely good. I think it's actually a little bit too good. I think it's a little broken. I think they need to change it to make it so the character needs to have Incinerate prior to targeting them. I think it needs to be like when you target a character that has Incinerate, that's when it spreads, not after the attack is resolved. I think the way it currently works right now, Pyro can just hand out Incinerates like a fiend. And yeah, he's a little bit too good for that particular instance. He also comes with a tactics card that's worth mentioning. It's called Pyrotactics. It's an unaffiliated active card. Pyro can spend X to play this card. For each power spent, choose an enemy character with the Incinerate special condition, and within 3 of Pyro, each chosen character drops 1 objective token it is holding and is pushed short away from Pyro. This is also a very good card. It's still situational, but it is a very good card. Not only are you causing people to drop conditions, which means if you do Pyro as a late activation, he can really disrupt all the condition or all the objectives that people picked up during that round, but you're also displacing them. So you're probably pushing them off of secures as well. So yeah, very good card. The fact that it is an X cost, so you're not limited in and how many you want to do on it, aside from just your power. You could theoretically get the entire enemy team if they're all within range and you had the power to do it. And the fact that it's not size restricted either. So those Sentinels, Malekith, Hulks, whatever, they are all getting pushed after dropping a condition. So that is, or dropping an asset, sorry. So very good card. So where does that kind of leave Pyro? Pyro is a great character into so many different affiliations. He generates power very quickly with his beams if you can get him into position, which is great. Anytime you can really take advantage of that Incinerate, I mean, who can't? So he likes going into a lot of attrition-based teams. He really supports those teams really well because anytime you can, that Incinerate just makes all your other attacks that much more effective. So honestly, I think Pyro is one of those 3-threat characters that you can honestly place him virtually anywhere and get some good money's worth out of it. Maybe in teams that are a little bit more objective control-y, like you might not, maybe you don't quite put them in Web Warriors or something like that, where they're playing a kind of a different game. Pyro wants to kind of be a turret and just kind of shoot things as much as he can, whereas Web Warriors are moving around a lot, and he kind of needs to be supported, otherwise he's a very quick and easy target to take down. But such a good character. I'm a little disappointed that he came out in the same box as Blob because I feel like he kind of stole a lot of Blob's thunder. I think Blob is a great character in his own right, but Pyro is just so much better. Tell me, guys, what do you guys think? Sound off in the comments below. Let me know what you think about Pyro. Let me know what you think about his addition to the Blob box and all that sort of stuff. And of course, if you want to support the channel, patreon.com/AegisBrandStudios. A couple bucks a month gets you access to our Discord, and it supports the channel and gives you a direct link to basically yell at me if you so choose. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.